Okay, the first site I'm going to show you on here is site called onlytrains.com. Now, this site is our entire site is devoted to G-scale model train items. I've ordered the majority of the trains and things that you see, like if you look at all the track and everything, the starter set that you see in the initial layout and everything, I bought all that stuff at onlytrains.com. In addition to the electrical item, different electrical things and stuff as well, I bought from this place as well. Now, what you're going to notice about onlytrains.com is that when you look at the page on the left side, you're actually going to have directories on the left side of the page, okay? Now, if you want to order a starter set, like an LGB starter set, this is what I'm going to show you. If you go to starter sets, okay, this is on onlytrains.com, click on starter sets. What they're going to do is you're going to have options coming up like for sets. Now, this is what I suggest you do. Click on sets, okay? Now, what you're going to have is, keep in mind that my main thing I like to specialize in is LGB. There are other companies that make G-scale trains, which LGB is a G-scale train. If you can see on here, there are other companies that do make these, like Pico, and there's some other companies that make them. Bachmann has a G-scale train. USA Trains has G-scale trains. I'm mainly focusing on LGB because that's a set that I've been happy with and have had for over 20 years now, and I've never had any problems. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what you want to look for. Okay? Now, depending on the type of layout that you want to have, and also the type of train, in my videos I focus mainly. If you can see in this picture here, I'm going to click on the L2. This one right here, I'm going to show you. The LGB 72302 passenger starter set with sound. If you look at my site, this is one of the trains that I have on my site. This is actually, if you see the train that's going around the layout, this is the one that I have in my room right now, currently going around my layout. Now, what you're going to see under the description is, and when you look at each set on here, you're going to have under the descriptions, it's going to tell you basically what all these different things does, like the size of the track, does it have a smoke generator, all the features that this thing has. Now, the one thing I really like about this LGB 72302 passenger starter set is you do get a local, it's a complete set. You get a circle of track, you get the engine of 2 cars, you also get a power, you get a transformer, everything hooked up, and the one thing really nice about this train is the LGB Steins engine that I showed you in one of my videos, this also has a smoke unit built into it, so it will also provide smoke. You're also going to notice that it also has a sound unit built into it. What that means is when you run this train, depending on how fast the train's going, it'll regulate the amount of sound and everything that comes out of it based on the speed. This is one of the things that they offer on the site that I really like. If you're getting into LGB trains and you want to have your first set, the LGB 72302 starter set is one I would highly suggest for you. That's very good quality. Now, you're also going to notice something too that I will then point out. One thing I didn't point out to you is how much LGB train sets go for. Now, trains vary in price. Now, right now on this site here, this site that I have here has a train listed about $320 plus shipping. Now, you're going to find that depending on the items that you're getting, the prices can vary somewhat on these trains depending on what you're getting. And you're also going to notice if you go to the bottom, they're also going to have siding tracks and everything as well, and additional things you might want to add to your unit. Now, one thing I really add to your set now, if you remember I showed you things like the passenger car light sets and everything, I'm going to show you where those are at next, okay? Now, this is if you're going with more of a German-style set. Let me go ahead and show you the American version, okay? Now, this is an American passenger train set, starter set, 120 volts. This is the LGB 72327 passenger train starter set. Now, this is more if you're into American trains like the Old West and everything like that. It's LGB, but it's themed more to the Old West type of train, as you can see here in the pictures, okay? Now, let me go and show you another one, too. If you're into passenger trains, they have an LGB work starter set. If you're into passenger trains, if you're into, if you're into freight trains and you want to have a trains with things like, various things you can carry and stuff, then they have the LGB work starter set with sound, okay? And as you're going to see, each of these lists the details and everything that are involved in the bottom is and additional things you can get in addition, okay? Now, one of the things I also want to show you is, in addition to those sets, you also can get, if I click on here, you can get tracks. If you go to tracks, this has all sorts of different tracks and everything you can see here. It's got rail joiners and various things. Each of these sections has a bunch of different things. I'm not going to show you everything in each of these sections because I don't want to make the video too long. I'm mainly just giving you an idea where you can get all these things. But there's your tracks, okay? And then if you go to things like if you go to locomotives, this is where you can buy locomotives and things like that. Now, they have them broken down into different categories. You know, All-American Steam, LGB, European Steam, all the different types of LGB trains and things are represented here, in addition to some other companies as well, okay? And also, now, if you want to get freight cars, they also have freight cars on here as well. You can see it's very easy to navigate the site here. This is where you have all your freight cars and everything here. If you need passenger cars, they have passenger cars. You can see there's a lot of passenger cars and things that are available here, okay? Now, there's one other thing I wanted to show you, too. If you, when you order the train, the one thing I like about this, one thing I really like about this onlytrains.com site is they ship the set in a very quick amount of time. It only took, I ordered my set, it took them about a week to get me my set, which is pretty fast considering how large the item is. And they gave me some really good service. Now, I want to show you another option that you have. If you don't want to do a site like onlytrains.com, this is another option that you have. I'm going to go on the eBay site. I'm going to go ahead and show you the eBay site as well. Now, I actually had pages marked in here for LGB, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what you can do. If you type in LGB under the search window under LGB, you're going to have a bunch of things that are going to come up. You can also search LGB trains and things like that as well. As you can see here, they have some starter sets and things here that are represented. Now, what I suggest you do on these, you're going to see train sets like these and things like that. One of the things, if you remember in one of the early videos I told you about, is pictures. It's very important that a site, as you can see here, it's very important that they have pictures, because remember, you can't see the train in front of you. You want to be able to have a lot of pictures like they have here. Pictures are very important, so you can see different things, such as the condition and everything else that the train's in. That's one of the things you want to keep in mind. And also, when you're ordering on eBay, you want to make sure you check the description and everything on the bottom. This will tell you all the specifics and everything, like is it missing anything or various things. One of the things you want to be careful of, if you're buying on eBay, and you have like offers like this, you don't want to get into a bidding war and not read the small print before you bid. So one of the things I suggest you do is go ahead and make sure you read all the things that are on the page before you bid, because you may be surprised if you see a deal that looks too good to be true. It could be there's something missing. So always want to keep that in mind when you're ordering LGB trains off eBay. And also, what I like to do is I like to check the feedback score, which is over here. I like to see what the feedback is, and then also I'll check all the comments and everything to see how the person's done in the past. Now, what I like to do on here is I actually like to go to negative feedbacks first. Now, you see this person doesn't have any negative feedback right now. I like to check that first because I want to see, did they have any problem with shipping? If they have negative feedback, why did they have that? Was there a problem with shipping that I need to know about? If this also is something you're going to be getting for Christmas, you also need to keep in mind that the shipping time will vary based on where the person's located at. Okay. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to mention just in closing on here as well. Now, in addition to train sets, if you go to the LGB, you're gonna see on eBay, you're gonna see they have things like G-scale trains, LGB train set, LGB track. You can also have different categories in here as well. Okay. I just wanted to make this video up just to show you some places where you can get your LGB trains at if you'd like to start a set of your own. And there's one other thing I wanted to point out. One thing you have to be careful of on these is you have to make sure that if you want this train set for the holidays, what you have to be careful of is onlytrains.com usually gets your set to you in about a week when I ordered from them. I didn't have any problem. You want to go ahead and check on these eBay listings especially. Now, onlytrains.com is very specific. Depending on how much they're charging when you go to the shipping terms, that's going to vary. If you go to the estimated, that's going to tell you when you can expect the train when you order it. Keep in mind that it may take shorter or longer depending on where you're at. So you want to make sure when you order from eBay that you order your train early enough to make sure you get it on time for Christmas if it's going to be a Christmas gift.